Montega, Tony X, and Tone Tucker. Thank you for being here. The show will start in one moment. So go make sure you take care of the bathroom breaks. Go get your beverage, get your chips and popcorn. We're about to unplug from the Matrix together. And again, thank you very much for being here. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at Montega, Montaga. That is Montega, Montaga. There is only one Montega. There is only one America. There is only one you. And again, thank you for. Due to adult language, themes, and images, I'm gonna warn you, don't have your children around. Please don't let your children hear the language. Please, viewers' discretion is advised. I gave you a warning. Now let's get into the show. Due to adult Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because somewhere around the world it is truly what time it is, and I'm your host, the dopest political analyst on this planet and the most feared former congressional and senatorial candidate of these United States, Antone Tucker, Tony Montega, Tone Montega, the truth, the threat, the legend, Neo, the wisest man in the room, and I'm here with you, and we are free. From the Matrix. Thank you for unplugging and being here with me today. I want to thank you very much for being here. In today's show, we're going to have to talk about something that I saw that was just crazy. And I saw it and I'm like, I think I gotta show this with my audience. First and foremost, never, even in my time as a kid, did we ever even think to prank or play with, 911. But never in my life would I ever think that I would hear that there would be 911 operators that are hearing people calling with emergencies. And instead of answering and listening to help, well, they just pick up the phone and then they hang up. I'm going to talk about a case that happened years and years and years ago, and then I'm going to talk about a case that just happened 12 days ago that I just seen something. No, I'm lying. I'm sorry. The woman was released, I believe, in 2025. But it's new to me, and I want to share it with you. I want you guys out there to see this, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the first clip. And I just want to say this moving forward. If you find your video up here and I'm critiquing it, and you so happen to be black, don't be upset with me. Just don't do the bad stuff like these people are doing, and then I guess I won't have anything else to say about it. Because no matter what color you are, if I see something that's crazy, and I'm going to talk about it.
New developments tonight in a story that you saw first on 2 yesterday. A 911 operator arrested and charged after she allegedly hung up on dozens of callers. Her name is Krishanda Williams, and tonight, Channel 2's Phil Archer spoke with another person who's come forward saying she hung up on her husband. Phil?
Yeah, we first told you about that former 911 operator Tuesday. Well, a viewer saw that story and contacted us today to tell her it happened to her and her husband. Investigators say that between October 2015 and March 2016, Houston Emergency Center managers tracked thousands of dropped calls.
Now, I wanted to let you hear this because This is in Houston, Texas. And this happened years before the one that I'm going to play next.
A single 911 operator. This woman, 43-year-old Crenshonda Williams. Williams has been charged with deliberately hanging up on callers in.
She's 40 years old. This happened in Houston. This happened in Houston, in Harris County, Texas. She's 23 years old. I believe that she won a beauty pageant. She was very intelligent. And I don't know what went wrong with her, because she turned on evil. Lazy, entitled, and evil. Everything that you think that a woman should be, soft, nurturing, understanding, gentle, she's not. Or rather, she was not. And I believe that a baby, in my opinion, passed away due to her negligence. And Harris County, Texas had to pay out $1.4 million because of this young lady.
They would stay on the line, that they would do their job. The system did not account for apathy. The first documented hang-up came on October 14th, 2022, 6 months into her employment. 7:47 p.m., Crenshonda Williams at Station 7. A man calling to report a fender bender on West Park Drive. 2 cars, no injuries. He just needed to file a report. I need to report an AC, click, call duration, 4 seconds, no callback, no documentation, no dispatch. The caller eventually drove to a police substation to file the report himself. Crenshonda Williams went back to scrolling Instagram, her phone propped against the monitor. It was such a small thing, a fender bender. No one was hurt. No one would ever know. Within weeks, the hang-ups became a pattern, a system. Calls she deemed not worth her time. Fender benders, those were easy to dismiss. Noise complaints, not real emergencies. Callers who sounded intoxicated, they'd call back when they sobered up. Women who sounded hysterical, someone else could deal with them. She developed a method. Answer the call. Listen for 2 seconds, maybe 3. Decide. Hang up. If the caller dialed again, someone else would pick up. Not her problem. Her colleagues noticed she had the shortest average call times on the floor. Station 7 was clearing calls faster than anyone. No one questioned.
Now, what I want to say is, and they're going to talk about it, but the person who did the coverage, and shout out to them. Hold on.
Efficiency was good for the metrics.
Let me bring this back.
Station 7 was clearing calls faster than anyone. No one questioned it.
She was Station 7. No one questioned that the fact that she was clearing the calls that fast, because short calls meant efficiency.
Short calls meant efficiency. Efficiency was good for the metrics. Her supervisors noted in quarterly reviews that she met minimum call quotas, but was not particularly engaged. One wrote that she seems distracted at times, but maintains acceptable performance metrics.
Now, why is it that nobody went in to go listen to any of her phone calls? Huh? If she has great performance metrics, why wouldn't they listen to her phone calls to use what she's doing to teach and train other people? If she's that remarkable, if being off the phone fast is good as a 911 operator, when the premise of the job is to keep people on the phone until emergency services arrive, then I don't know how the hell this works in the first place. Because as clearly as I can understand it, a 911 operator is supposed to keep the person calling on the phone until help arrives. They're supposed to help de-escalate and calm the person down. That way the person can, as best as possible, explain the emergency situation to her, so she can give the proper information to whatever emergency services that's going there, whether it's law enforcement officers, whether it's the fire department, or whether it's EMS, or whether it's all three. She's the person that's giving the information to the people who are supposed to come and save you. If she's not giving them the proper information, how would they know who to look for? How would they know really anything? And instead of giving bad information, which would be horrible too, she's just hanging up the phone. I'm gonna let him finish telling the 3 stories that are horrible, and then I'm gonna get into again why is it that if her performance metrics were great and they liked it, why is it that no one chose to go in and listen to the phone calls to see how she was doing such a great job that everyone else was not catching up to her?
Another observed she could benefit from additional mentorship on caller empathy. No formal complaints were filed. No disciplinary action taken. The red flags were there. Nobody looked. Between October 2022 and August 2023, 10 months, Crenshonda Williams hung up on 47 emergency calls.
She hung up on 47 emergency calls in Harris County, Texas. And I don't want to hear nothing about you guys who's going to talk about color and everything else, because she did this shit to a lot of black folk. Who else you think is in Harris County? Houston has the largest black population in the South. And she was just hanging up the phone 47 times.
12 were classified as medical emergencies. Cardiac.
And 12 of them were medical emergencies. Cardiac events, diabetic episodes.
Events. Diabetic episodes. A woman experiencing a medical crisis in a grocery store parking lot. 8 were domestic violence calls.
8 times women were calling for help for domestic violence, and 8 times she hung up the phone.
Women calling to report that they were in danger. One was hiding.
Women who called they were in danger, hiding in bathrooms, hung up on them.
14 were traffic accidents.
14 traffic accidents. I wonder how many of them had injuries.
Cars flipped on the highway. Pedestrians struck in
Cars on the highway, pedestrians struck. Come on, y'all.
crosswalks. At least 2 involved serious injuries. 7 were wellness checks. Family members worried about elderly relatives. Neighbors who hadn't seen the woman next door in days. 6 were classified as other. A gas leak. A suspicious person outside a daycare. A child who had wandered away from home. Each one a person in crisis. Each one trusting that when they called for help.
Someone's child wandered away from home and called 911. And she hung up the phone on. This is the reason. I'm going to get to the reason why. This is crazy.
Someone would answer. Someone would listen. Someone would send help. Each one heard a click. Then silence. August 12th, 2023. A Sunday. Houston summer. 94 degrees and humid. Denise Williams was 28 years old. She lived alone with her 4-month-old son, Jalen, in a 1-bedroom apartment on Westheimer Road near Montrose. She worked as a pharmacy technician at a CVS on Kirby Drive, $16.50 an hour, just enough to cover rent and everything a new baby needs. Jalen's father was not in the picture, had never been in the picture. It was just the 2 of them. That evening, around
She was a single black mother.
6 o'clock, she put Jalen down for a nap in his crib. He'd been fussy all day.
His name is Jalen. That's how I know.
Not eating well, a little warm to the touch. She thought he was finally settling. She went to the kitchen to heat up some leftovers. At 6:14 p.m., she checked on him. Something was wrong. He wasn't responding. He needed help immediately. She grabbed her phone, hands shaking, dialed 911. 911, what's your emergency? My baby, he's not okay. Please, click, call duration.
And she hung up the phone on the sister.
3 seconds. Crenshonda Williams at station 7, logged in the system as accidental disconnect. Denise stared at her phone, tried to process what had just happened. She dialed again, 14 seconds later. Ma'am, 911, please, my son, he's 4 months old. Something's wrong. I need an ambulance. Please, click, 5 seconds.
Crazy.
Same station, same dispatcher, logged as caller disconnected. She dialed a 3rd time, screaming now. One hand on Jalen's tiny chest, trying to remember what to do from a video she'd seen once. She didn't know if she was doing it right. She didn't know if it mattered. Please, someone help me. Click. 2 seconds. Crenshonda Williams had hung up on a mother, desperately trying to save her baby. 3 times in 75 seconds. Then she went back to her phone. Denise's neighbor, Marcus Holloway, heard screaming through the thin apartment walls. He pounded on her door, found her holding Jalen, sobbing so hard she couldn't speak. He didn't ask questions. He grabbed his keys. They drove to Memorial Hermann Medical Center, the Texas Medical Center campus, 8 minutes away in Sunday evening traffic. Marcus ran red lights. Denise held Jalen in the back seat, pleading with him to hold on. But too much time had passed. Over 20 minutes without proper emergency response. At 6:58 p.m., the doctors delivered the news no parent should ever have to hear. Jalen Marcus Williams was gone, 4 months old.
That hurt so bad. That hurt so bad, man.
Medical examiner's report noted that outcome may have differed with immediate emergency intervention. If an ambulance had been dispatched on that first call, the one Crenshonda Williams ended after 3 seconds, paramedics could have been on scene in 4 to 6 minutes. proper medical care could have been administered. The outcome might have been different. Instead, Denise Williams rode to the hospital in the backseat of a stranger's car, praying for a miracle that never came. She would later testify that she kept hoping Jalen would be okay, that she couldn't accept what had happened, that she held him for 2 hours in the emergency room before finally letting go. September 2023.
Yo. That's why I had to share this. You know, certain stuff I'm not gonna cover because I just don't think that I don't think that it matters in any way for me. But when I heard this story, man, this hit different. I can't even lie to y'all. This is sad.
Quarterly audit. Quality assurance supervisor Terrence Mobley was reviewing call metrics when he noticed an anomaly. Station 7. An unusual concentration.
So he was smart enough to notice the anomaly. Everyone else took it as good job performance. Everybody but that man should be fired. Everybody who was a supervisor other than that man that knew of this woman's metrics, and none of them went in there out of curiosity just to see how is she so good. Her performance metrics are high. She's beating everybody out. How is she doing it? And if she's doing it, we have to teach it to the rest of the staff. This is something we should be teaching to all of the operators coming in. Who wouldn't be smart enough to want to understand how she's accomplishing something if she's doing it to that degree? And it takes a quarterly audit. Matter of fact, he should be fired too. Shouldn't even took him that long. Everybody knew that she was doing this. The average call is 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a timer up.
5 seconds.
I'm going to put a timer up on the screen. I'm going to see if you guys can see it. And then we're going to do a 3 seconds real quick. And I'm going to say hello. And we're going to see how 3 seconds. I'm gonna stop it, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, "Hello, my baby needs help," and I'm gonna stop it at 3 seconds. And matter of fact, I'm gonna stop it once I'm done saying, "Hello, my baby needs help." I'm not even gonna say anything else other than that, and I'm gonna see how many seconds that is. 5, 4, 3, 2. My baby needs help. It left me 1 second left. That's me saying it as fast as I can. Just trying to make it seem like I'm elevated, I'm calling. My baby needs help. In the moment that you go to say, let's go back. My baby needs help. He can't breathe. You're past 3 seconds. You're past 3 seconds. She didn't give them the opportunity to even explain the circumstances. She didn't care. She didn't care.
More than any other station. He drilled down. One dispatcher accounted for 71% of all sub-5 second calls over the previous 12 months. Crenshonda Williams, 47 calls. Average duration, 3.2 seconds. That wasn't efficiency. That was impossible. You couldn't verify a caller's location in 3.2 seconds. You couldn't assess an emergency. You couldn't do anything.
Now, why is it that this guy knows that? But everybody who was a supervisor prior to this young lady getting this job Didn't. 3 seconds. She's hanging up the phone on you. You're calling, oh my God, I was hit at an intersection. Hang up the phone on you.
Mobley.
Imagine being able to.
Crazy.
911 call in Harris County is recorded. Every single one. What he heard made him physically ill. Caller after caller. Mid-sentence. Mid-scream. Mid-plea. Then silence. My husband is hurting me. Please send someone to... Click. There's been an accident on the freeway. I think someone's injured. Click. I can't feel my left arm. I think I'm having a... Click. And then the Williams calls. A mother's voice, rising from confusion to panic to desperate screaming. 3 calls. 3 clicks. A family's nightmare on the other end of the line. Mobley forwarded the files to his supervisor that afternoon. Internal Affairs was notified within the hour. The Texas
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Rangers were brought in the following day. Crenshonda Williams was placed on administrative leave on September 19th, 2023. 2 days later, she was brought to the Internal Affairs Office for questioning. Investigator Raymond Gaines and Texas Ranger Pauline Vickers were waiting. They played her the audio. The Williams calls. A mother begging for help. Her own voice, bored and flat, before each disconnect. The system glitches all the time, she said.
The system glitch. The system.
They played it again.
The system glitches all the time, and it glitched 47 times only for her.
Her voice. 911, what's your emergency? Then the click. Long pause. I didn't feel like working that day. They asked about the other 46 calls. She shrugged. Sometimes I just didn't feel like talking. September 18th, 2023, 2:22 p.m. The day before the formal interview. Crenshonda Williams at Station 7. First hour of her shift. Iced Starbucks on the desk. Phone face down beside the keyboard.
She has the nastiest attitude. Goes to work with her gay drink. Sits there, puts a cell phone there. You shouldn't even have a cell phone in there. Straight up. If you have an emergency at home, they should have an emergency contact there at the station, and someone should come relieve you to make sure someone else can come and sit there and take the job and take the reins, because you are sitting at a very important desk.
Headset draped around her neck, not on her ears. Internal Affairs Investigator Raymond Gaines walked across the floor toward her station. Texas Ranger Pauline Vickers beside him, both in plain clothes, both with badges visible. Every dispatcher on the floor watched. Crenshonda Williams, Gaines's voice was flat. Step away from the console. She looked up, rolled her eyes. Excuse me, I'm working. 47 hang-ups, your login, your headset, your voice on every recording. Arms crossed, neck rolled. And the system glitches. Calls drop all the time.
And that was going to be her excuse.
Vickers stepped forward. A family lost their baby. Mother called 3 times. You hung up 3 times. Crenshonda's jaw tightened. She looked away. I didn't feel like working that day. Stand up, now. She was escorted from the communication center in handcuffs. 31 colleagues watched in silence. Badge confiscated. Access card deactivated. Console locked. At 4:47 p.m., she was booked at Harris County Jail on Baker Street. Through a bondsman the next morning. The state of Texas formally indicted Crenshonda Latrice Williams in October 2023. The trial began February 12, 2024, at the Harris County Criminal Courthouse on Franklin Street. Judge Catherine Okonkwo presiding. 23 years on the bench, known for being fair but unsparing. Assistant District Attorney Michael Treadwell for the prosecution. 15-year veteran of the office. He had a 4-year-old daughter at home. Public Defender Simone Ashford for the defense. She argued systemic failures, inadequate training, a broken system that allowed one dispatcher to hang up 47 times without triggering a single flag. The prosecution...
Nah, it's not a broken system. It's laziness. It's stupidity, and it's criminal. Harris County ended up paying $1.4 million, and this young lady got 18 months of her life taken out. And I think that she got out early on parole. She just sat there for 6 months, and now she's banned for life from doing any kind of emergency services work. Thank God for that. But at the end of the day, the people who were supposed to be her supervisors should be fired. There's just no way in the world that it took one person to come do a quarterly review for him to say, on average, every single phone call only takes 3 seconds. And in that time, of course, you cannot assess any kind of problem or get a location on where anyone is at. You're not helping anyone. You're not even responding. You're not even responding. That's crazy. Or maybe you're talking and they're getting one word out, maybe if that, and you are hanging up the phone. Tell me what you think in the comments. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay American. And remember, it's both sides, 2 dirty wings in the same dirty, dirty, dirty bird. Good night.
been a patient here now for close to a year. I wanted the best care. I wanted consistent care. Sometimes you can go to places and when you do the reviews, you'll see, oh, you know, it's okay. Well, if this person is working, it's bad. But when you check the reviews on the Smile Doctor, it's all positive. As soon as you walk in the door, I was always made to feel like I was priority. It can give you a great experience. The televisions on the ceilings almost give you a euphoric flying feeling. They find out what music you like. So even the music of choice that you do like, it's playing when you walk in. I had a debilitating tooth issue that was actually going to start eating away at my bone marrow. And Dr. Reed caught it very early on. He removed the bad tooth. The surgery was easy, it was painless. I have 2 brand new teeth, and like I said, they're very attentive. So they're gonna measure your discomfort, they're gonna measure what pain you may have, and they're gonna deal with it. It's just a beautiful and positive environment. The experience here is unlike anything else I've ever went to, and I just encourage anybody out there, if you're watching this, come see the facility. Come listen to how quiet it is. Come listen to how happy the people are when they're exchanging words to each other. Come experience what it is to actually come and smile with confidence. Come to the Smile Doctor.